What's up, you guys? My name is Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So this background, this look, these pajamas probably look very familiar. I literally just filmed a different book review 2 seconds ago, but I kind of have to I don't have the energy during the week to record anything, so I kind of have to do like bulk recording on the weekend. So that's what we're doing. But I am going to be reviewing my new favorite book. I love this book, you guys. I love this book. I love this book. It is If He Had Been With Me. I'm still dying. I'm still processing. I'm still dying on the inside from what happened in this book. I mean, I think the cover kind of gives it away. Like, this is not going to be a happy book. It's not like, I'm not going to say anything. But okay, so this is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. And I just, when I read the back of this book, I was like, oh, that seems really interesting. And then it says, so this is what the back of the book says. If he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one that everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way that Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths. The growing, nagging thought that maybe things could be different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes that she might not get a chance to make things right before it's too late. And that is, it doesn't tell you much. Like, I'll be honest, like, yeah, that kind of describes what's going on in the story, but there's just so much more to it. There's just so much more. And of course, I'm not going to put that on the back, because then why would you have to read the book? But it really is like, there's just so much more to this. So I will say that out the gate, in the first chapter, they like wreck you, but you're not wrecked when you read it because you don't know the characters yet. So you're just like, dang, okay, like that's how we're starting out, all right. But then you read the entire story, so it basically gives you the ending at the very beginning, and then you read how they got to that point, if that makes sense. So it's insane. It's insane. So I finished this book and I went back and I started annotating it, and I put some little tabs and stuff, and I was just highlighting certain things that I thought were important, or making little notes for myself. If I ever want to kind of go back, but I don't want to like fully read the book, then I can just kind of like skim through what I highlighted. And then I put tabs on the most interesting parts where stuff like actually gets intense, and then on another part, but I'm not gonna I don't want to show it to you guys because I'm going to give away the ending. Okay, so but yeah, that's what I did. And I've never done that with a book before. Not a book that is not like a self-help book, you know, like self-help books, yeah, you like get your pen, your highlighter, and you're, you know, doing whatever. But I've never done that for a book that was not a self-help book. I will say I started the second one. I started the If I Had Only Told Her. I'm nervous to continue that book because I haven't heard good things about it. And when I kind of went over it, I kind of skimmed through what chapters they have, because that book is broken up into 3. It's broken it up into 3 perspectives, and I haven't read the second perspective, but I feel like I would have enjoyed it better if it would have only been from one of the other main characters' perspectives, and not the second one. So the second person that they have giving their perspective, that person gets like 18 chapters, and then the main characters only get 15. So I'm like, why? Like, I want to hear from them more than I want to hear from that person. So I don't know. But you guys, I was reading this book, and I will say that partly it's kind of a slow burn. It's a very slow burn, okay? It's a very, very, very slow burn to get to the very juicy part of the book. Like, when you get to, like, the meat of the book and, like, the whole point of it being written. You know, that part, it takes a while to get there. It's literally, like, you see this whole, like, front part of the book and these little tabs. Those 2 tabs are where your heart starts to get wrenched, and it's very intense. It's very intense, but I love it. I loved it so much so that I was laying there reading the book, right? And then I will say I called it on something that happens in the book. I knew something that happens between her and her current boyfriend, Jamie. I called it. Let me just say, I don't like him. But whatever. Nobody cares about Jamie. Nobody cares about Jamie. We all just care about Autumn and Finn. But I will say that I was reading it, and I was laying down, right? And it starts to get intense. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like sitting there like as if I am a part of the book, as if I'm like, you know, kicking my legs, like kind of getting like a little bit like giggly, because I was just so happy at one point of the book, like towards the end. And then I remember that we already know what's gonna happen at the end of the book. And then it gets to those chapters. It gets to the very end. And I literally I was laying down, like I said, and then I got up and I was pacing my room back and forth, because I was just like, no, oh my gosh, no, this is not true. This is not true. Not true. This is not true. No. I'm sorry to say, it's true. It's true. The beginning of the book is true. It stays true at the end and everything. And that sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. But this book kept me interested the entire time. This is honestly not just 5 stars. This is a 6-star read for me. Okay, let me say for me, because I know I've seen a lot like on TikTok and on YouTube and stuff where people are like, oh my gosh, this book sucks. I don't like this book, blah, blah, blah. But I love this book. I love it so much. And the thing is, like, I don't know, certain books keep my interest. And if a book can keep my interest, even when it's not like super fast paced, even when it's like maybe a little bit slower, like maybe a little bit more of a slow burn, if it's still keeping my interest, there's something there, you know? So that's what I like about a book, is when it can keep my interest. And let me tell you, this book kept my interest. I would be waiting like all day. I was so excited whenever lunchtime would come, because I would get to go and read my book. I would be so happy at the end of the day when I could come home and read my book. I just loved it. I loved it. this is like one of my new favorite books ever, and I was really excited to read the second one, and so far I have enjoyed the second book. Part of me, I will say, part of me doesn't love how, should I say? Okay, so this book, part one, is written in Autumn's perspective. So this is completely 100% Autumn's perspective. The next book is actually written, part of it is written in Finn's perspective, and I'm I'm like tossed about how they wrote him. I don't know, some parts of the book, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so sweet, he's so nice, he's so sweet, he's so sweet. And then there's other parts where it's like, what? You know, like, wait, maybe he's not that sweet, you know? And I think it's maybe just me, like, maybe I have to think about it, in the perspective of a boy that's like trying to be, maybe she was like really trying to be realistic with it. I don't know. I don't love how Finn was written. I don't love how he was written in his perspective. I like more how he was written in Autumn's perspective. It made him seem like, when you see all the things that she says, how he acts around her and the things that he does, it's like, okay. And then whenever they finally do talk, you realize why he acts the way that he acts, and it makes sense. And it's like, oh wow, like, he's so sweet, you know? But then when you read his perspective, some of it is like, oh, you know, like, I don't know, like, there's just some parts where it's like they don't make him to be the very like sweet, nice, like demure Finn that I thought he was going to be. He is partly, but then also he's not. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to keep reading, and then I'll definitely let you guys know my thoughts and what I think. I am already annotating as I go in that book, because I had to go back and basically like reread this entire thing to make all the annotations that I needed, which honestly I did not mind, because then when I was rereading it, I was like, oh wow, like I missed certain parts and certain things didn't make sense. But then when I reread it, I was like, oh, that's what happened. And then when I'm reading it, because you and then when I'm rereading it, because you know certain things are gonna come up, other little things that I didn't think very much of that come up, I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag. And don't even get me started on Jamie. Don't even get me started on her friend group. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like them. I'm sorry. I don't like them. I don't like Finn's friend group either. They should have just stuck with each other instead of getting into these stupid friend groups. But yeah. Okay, that being said, I will also say that this does deal with some very intense topics, especially towards the end. So I would say be cautious. It is a young adult's novel, but like I said, it does deal with some pretty intense topics. So if you are going to read it, or if you want to give it to somebody else to read, look up the trigger warnings first, and then you can decide from there what you think is best. But there is one spicy scene There is some like slightly like there's like some slight spice in the beginning, and a little bit towards the middle, and then at the very end is like I don't want to say it's like a full description, but like if you but it kind of is. It kind of is like a vivid description of what they're doing. So if you don't like spice in books, maybe skip over that. Skip over that one scene, because it is just one. But it is like really significant to the book, though. That's the only thing. I don't know how I feel about the spice scenes in books. I don't want them to be anything raunchy, and I feel like this one did not make it raunchy. This one was just like realistic, it was very sweet. It was nothing like very drawn out and then we did this and then we were in this position. Like, it was nothing like that. It was just very simple, very basic, but it was definitely a description of what they were doing. And so I just wanted to give that little disclaimer before anybody would read the book or whatever. But honestly, I love this story. I kind of love that they told you like out the gate what was going to happen, and then you kind of see it progress and you get more understanding of what's going on. And then at the end, it's like when you're going through the book, you kind of forget that you read that at the very beginning. And then as you get towards the end and you're like, oh my gosh, like you love it. And then you're like, wait, I already know how this is going to end. And then your heart's broken and you have to pick up the pieces, but it's fine. We're going to move on. It's so, oh man, oh my gosh. This book really like had me, I don't know. It had me going crazy. I literally got up and was pacing in my room, going back and forth. Like, I just couldn't handle it at some point. So I was just like, man, this is so hard. Like, this sucks. Like, I can't believe this is happening, and it's rough. All that to say, I love this book. I really do. This book is definitely a 6 stars for me. I don't have a lot of experience, like I said, reading a lot of books. Or did I say that in this video? I don't think I did. I don't have a lot of experience reading right now. I have I think I've said it before, like I have read different books before, but I'm more in like a reading phase now where I'm kind of going through books. Like, there's several books that like almost everybody has said like, you should read this book, or you should read this book, you should read this book on like YouTube and stuff. And so I'm kind of going through all of those before I start to like kind of branch out a little bit, but I have branched out some. But yeah, this was definitely worth it. And once I finish the second book, which is the one that I'm on now, I will come back and do another review. Let me know in these reviews if you want me to give you more details about what happens. I'm trying to be like cautious about how much I say and how much I don't. But then if I don't say very much, this video is not very long. But then if I say too much, like I feel like I'm gonna ruin the book. I haven't done a lot of book reviews, but I just wanted to tell you guys about these books because they're so amazing and I love them. So yeah, I even literally like went on Pinterest and was looking up Finny and Autumn like fan art and stuff, and I even saved some of the pictures because I just thought they were so cute and like my heart hurts for them. And yeah, man, this book is so good. I just love it. So if you decide to read this book, or if you want to check it out, let me know and maybe we can talk about it, because again, like nobody, well, I say again because I just recorded a different video, but nobody has read this book with me that like is in my circle or anything. So I don't have anybody to talk about this book with except for the people on TikTok who are usually hating on the book. So, but yeah, I love this book. This is so good. I hope you guys also enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.